Well, Gerry, we're live again.
Sunday fun day.
Sunday fun day, and it's getting dark later. So I think we reached 65 here today. So after that's big old 2 feet of snow we had last week. So it's warming up. That's just how Colorado is. As soon as you get your shorts out and your parka out, that's when the 2 feet of snow will come. And just when you start putting that away to get the winter stuff out, you'll have those 60 and 70-degree days.
Yeah, we went out. I went and ran to the grocery store. It was like 77, 78 degrees out. It's like
Yeah,
perfect.
well, that's California for you. Well, welcome everybody. All good. I see you here. Hopefully you got back from your walk and we didn't disrupt you. MDB. Um, and welcome. I know you were hitting me up in the comments and for various stuff. Probably I don't know. We'll see. We'll keep it real. Richard hit me up in the comments as well. And then we got Retire with Options. Not sure who he is. Randy, my buddy. Better than CNBC. Oh, absolutely. We keep it. We have real news here. We don't have fake
Yeah,
news.
yeah. CNBC ain't got nothing on this.
Yeah, nothing. Is that Viacom? Hmm.
Yeah,
That's
is it?
Viacom, huh?
I
Yeah, you
think so.
guys tanked 50%. So, um, let's see. Hey guys, nice to see you, fine gentlemen again. Well, definitely. We got Beauty and the Beast here. Looks like Beauty is on my right. And then I am the Beast, of course. So, invest to retire. Welcome. Good evening, all. And we got Carrie. We got to always mention her. So, it's just to make sure that I get protected when I'm inside prison. And she will make sure I get protected. So, well, Gerry, it's been an interesting week. Um, I mean, I can say that I had a really good week. Even though the markets were a little volatile, I still had a pretty good week. I actually didn't run the numbers. I know for March, in fact, I am up $1,800 for March. And if I actually just look at last week, so that was the 22nd to 26th. So I did turn the month around, and I'm up 1850 for the month. And then just last week alone, wait for this freaking thing to refresh, but I think it was like a $1,500 week for me, and I got still some stuff to take off for next week that will go into this month, of course, which should round me out about $2,000 this month, which is about a 2%, excuse me, 2%, 1% return, which is not that bad considering, how bad the month really was, right? Um, and that's rolling stuff, taking losses, all that whole 9 yards, and still to pull 1% out and still be up $15,000 for the year so far. I'm pretty happy with that. So and just before anybody or doesn't know, you got expiry next week is on April Fool's Day. Friday is a holiday, Good Friday. And we do have a 3-day weekend, so I will be putting some extra contracts on just for that purpose. So why don't you tell us about how your week went and how your month is shaping up so far, Gerry?
Yeah, the week was actually pretty dang good. I cleared $765 in premium,
Mm.
which isn't bad, but I'm still down for the month. That time when we rolled, like Dave was just speaking about, rolling and closing out for a loss. Still behind the 8 ball there. But if we have a nice next few days, I should end the month fairly flat. And I'm fine with that because my cash position has grown. My net liquidation value has grown over March. So I don't have a problem with that. Um, some of the rolls will hopefully, if everything works out, will be realized in April. So that's not a big deal. Otherwise, you might see me with a flat month again next month. Who knows? I don't know. We'll just have to play it by ear. But still up. I mean, $5,000 for the year. I can't complain about that at all. Um, where else can we get this kind of honesty and transparency? Absolutely. It's not all, options isn't going to be all sunshine and rainbows all the time. You're going to be having to deal with some stuff. And as long as by the end of the year, you're still up, it's a win.
That's all that matters. I was going to say something else. It's not all cocaine and ass cracks, but
You would.
or I was going to say it's not all bells and whistles, but I think you put it more elegantly than I would have. Yeah, I mean, you rolled a bunch of stuff out to April. Once that the market does recover or those particular positions recover, you're going to have a ginormous month, right? I didn't really roll anything, or if I did roll something, I was able to get out of it or something like that. So I don't have any rolls on really. So I took my calculated losses and then made up for them, and I'm already positive for the month. But there's different ways to skin that cat, of course, and we all have our different ways of doing it. But yeah, you're gonna have a big month once that stuff recovers, right?
Yeah, one of these months I'll have a big month. I know a few people that are in Art K, and that's the one that I'm rolling right now. Looking at things and looking at trends. I don't know. I could be rolling this thing again next month. Which is fine, as long as it just
money
doesn't.
though, right? You can't use.
Yeah, you tie up a lot of money doing those rolls, and it impacts other things that you would be able to make money on. So there might come a point in time where I'll have to evaluate it and say, you know what, maybe I cut this off so that I can move that into other income producing options, right? So,
Well, that's a good point you just bring up right there. If you had to roll it out, you probably roll it down maybe for a slight credit, and cover the other loss. Would you take 50% gain on that and then put another one on?
Yeah,
right?
that's exactly what I'm looking for. It's like, okay, if I get to there, what will my plan be? And we'll just have to see. I might. It really depends on what the market's looking like. I mean, if it looks like a dead cat bounce type of thing, and it shows me 50%, I might take it and run. But if it looks like it's going to be a decent run up and everything is looking hunky dory, I may hold off on it. But
Yeah, play it by ear, see how it goes. I should probably pull up a chart, but just to kind of get an idea of where the market I think it's going. I mean, take that with a grain of salt, of course, because I don't. I can always quarterback this stuff, but once I get into it, all bets are off. Once it breaks out, like there's a trend line from the top that we had back in late February, right before we had that somewhat big decline. And it's literally riding that trend line down on the top side. So once it breaks that trend line there, I look for it to break the previous high and then break that previous high and then break the all-time high that we had. I'm talking about the Qs, by the way.
Yeah.
Because the S&P 500 is a little bit different boat. But once we break that downtrend right there, and it looks like it's going to, it's called a bull flag, then we could, that would be a good sign. But at the same time, we could also come down and test that 200, which is quite a ways lower down the 290. But so just take that with, a grain of salt or no lube, whichever way you would prefer. Yeah. I do have an RK on. I did put one on last week. And I got, it's going to piss some people off, but I got an 85 contract on for RK. So for 30 days out, so that's just where I'm at on RK. But you got to understand that I do have some Teslas on as well. So I don't really want to double dip there. And
I did a 90.
That's not bad. Yeah. Well, let's see, what do we got here? First, last, I think I've seen that name before. How long would it consider rolling if you had credit each time?
That's what we were talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, I actually don't have a problem with rolling it forever, really. But the problem is when you run a YouTube channel, it's like the numbers need to be positive, right? Like it looks bad if you have freaking negative months every month, right? That's the reason why we're sharing it here. I just play things a little bit differently, but honestly, I would have no problem, rolling it every time. The problem there, you're gonna have some big payout at some point, right? Maybe that's a good tax strategy too. Just keep taking a bunch of losses and then push the gain off till the next year or something like that. Or I don't really know, but yeah, I think it really depends on the position too, right? If it's a crappy position, then you might want to be cutting your losses. So I don't really know what position there would. Would you have any problem with that doing that, Gerry?
No, I'd consider it. Definitely. It really just depends. You know, it's going to depend on each situation. How far down is it? How far do you go? How far do you have to roll out? If you can roll, there's sometimes where you can't roll and get a credit and roll down. You just can't
Right,
do it.
right.
So, I mean, you may
I
be,
couldn't do it. I think it was Arcade was one of the ones I couldn't do it in.
yeah, I barely rolled down the one that I'm in. I was barely able to get it down.
Well, I
If
take
you
that back. I could have rolled it down, but I probably would have had to go way out, right? Like six
exactly,
months or something like that. And no
exactly.
way I'm doing that.
That's because when I was looking at it, I wanted to get down to that 100 strike, and I'm at 130 now, but you'd have to go all the way out to September. And I'm like, I'm not doing that. So, I went out 1 month, brought it down a few strikes, and, you kind of play that game. But I mean, you're just pushing off losses. You're buying that difference, right? And you're just putting it off till later. So, as
Yeah.
long as the stock doesn't stay down all the time, the whole way through, then rolling's fine.
Well, it could stay down as long as it doesn't go below your strike.
Yeah,
But I mean, preferably would want it to go up, and you want it to go up in a straight line real quick. But it doesn't happen for me very often. Yeah, let's see. Lord Slade, sexual energy. Yeah, I know. I'm terrible. I'm assuming you're talking about me. Gerry's pretty much a gentleman, so I mean, would you continue rolling each expiration cycle while there's credit? Yeah, yeah. The problem is sometimes that credit or the premium dries up. And like I said, I ran into that. It dries up. You can't roll down. You can't even roll for the same strike. Out. So yeah, the premium can dry up. You got to be careful of that. David Hibson. Let's see. Good evening, all. Happy investing. Welcome. And let's see what we got here. Sold 8 puts on Riot. Is that a ticker?
is that blockchain thing?
Riot? Let me look that up. Riot.
I think it is. It sounds
Yeah, you're
familiar.
right. It's Riot blockchain. What is that? Is that another one of those snow slash, Fastly type of software things or what?
It'll definitely be a high IV.
It's only up 183% this year, by the way.
That's it.
Yeah. And that's after coming down from the high about a month and a half ago.
You just got to be real careful on those things.
Short float is crazy on this thing. I would definitely look out for the Wall Street bets attack on that thing. It's got a very low float, and a lot of that float is short. So you could look at a short squeeze. That's probably what already forced it up to begin with. So yeah, I wouldn't be playing that personally myself. If you're going to play that, why wouldn't you just play GameStop and all those other ones that are a little bit more, at least we know we can go physically go to a GameStop. Well, at least we could in the past. I don't know if they exist anymore, but I don't know, man. You got Randy nuts.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
On it. Of course, there's good premium on junk. I don't know how else to put it, right? Like, it's just there's good premium on it for a reason, right?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of those things, you can make money on them, absolutely, freaking lutely, but they can move so fast and ruin your day in an hour, in an afternoon. It'll ruin your day. So
I'll tell
it's
you
just one of
what,
the.
Richard. Tell us what strike you got on there. I'd be curious to know what strike you have, because I'm looking at this thing. If I was going to get into put in this thing, I probably would want to be like a $10 strike on it, and there's probably no premium down there. But tell us what your strike is. Let's see here. If you could be 30 years old all over again
Wait, who
with a
said
net
we're
worth.
not?
I am 30. Look at this freaking glowing face. Um, if you could be 30 years old again, all over again, with a net worth of 500K, Jesus Christ. Um, I was I was broke at 30. What would you personally do, and how would each of you invest in this sort of situation? Options, index funds, something else. Geez, you're sitting pretty. If you're 30 years old, you got 500K, you're sitting pretty. You're way better off than I was when at 30 years old. Um, Let me see.
But
How would you
net
invest?
worth though doesn't say
It
it
doesn't
has,
matter.
it's
So
available.
yeah, it doesn't say what's available. Let's just say that it's, you know, yeah. I guess that's a good point. Let's just say it's all available. I probably would put part of it in the index fund, some sort of index fund, Qs, maybe split it between the Qs and SP 500, and then maybe have some on the trading on the count or the option side, I should say. I keep saying trading, but that's just the way what I think it is. On the option side of the house, maybe 100K doing that or something. Um, but I mean, we see people in the Discord all the time. They started out the year, and then here it is, been almost 3 months, right? And they're down. It's like, how are you down? We had a great freaking January. We had almost all of February was great. How the hell are you down? You need to reanalyze and rethink what you're doing, because you shouldn't have lost any money doing what we're doing here. What would you do here, Gerry? You'd probably buy a freaking RV and call it quits.
I'd probably buy an RV and call it quits. That's
Yeah.
probably what I'd do. I'd hit the road and travel and make money selling options.
Would you get a marathon? Would you get a marathon, or would you get a freaking Provost? What'd you get here? A Wonder freaking bus, or what?
I'd go cheap to make sure that everything can last. I'd probably go around the 100K mark for an RV.
That'll get you a pretty damn good RV.
Get you a nice RV. But seriously, though, I'd probably do a half and half if I was. See, that's the thing. Everybody's so different, right? If I go back to 30 years old, I wouldn't do what I'm saying that I'm doing then, because at 30 years old, I just had a kid.
You
My
wouldn't
old
have had a
one,
kid.
yeah, I mean,
You
so
would have been close.
things would be different, right? So,
Right.
if it were now, then yeah, I'd probably go half and half, half into some coma money and half into playing options, and I'd be retired
That's a
essentially.
very good way to look at it, because going back to 30, we think that we have all the time in the world. We think that we're invincible. We think that money is everything, So when you get to be Gerry's age, you start figuring out that stuff like that doesn't matter anymore. Time is limited, Life is like a roll of toilet paper. The older you get, the faster it goes. And that's a real thing. Money doesn't really matter as much as you think it is. When you're young, you think it's, oh God, it's all about trying to get rich fast, right? That's the reason why people get in shitty investments, and that's the reason why they blow accounts up, and that's how they get to dividend investing, right?
Eventually,
So, 30 years old, I was broke, didn't have any money, and a negative net worth. And it wasn't until I was 35 where I actually was flat. And I'm 46 now. And, I mean, you see my videos, but I've come a long way from being 35, right? So anybody that's starting, they're 20 years old, 25, 30, you're doing pretty damn good. If you have
yeah,
500K net worth, and in my opinion, I mean, Matt Money's a good example there, right? He's got a pretty damn good net worth, and he's still under 30, so he's killing it. Kyle comes to mind as well, right? Pretty young kid, and he's killed it pretty good in the last few years as well. So,
yeah,
in general, if you're investing and you're watching videos and stuff like that, you got a leg up on almost everybody. Like the majority of people in the world, not to mention this country.
yeah,
So just take that.
yeah. At 30 years old, as a matter of fact, at 30 years old, I was unemployed. My wife was 7 months pregnant, and I had no idea how to freaking raise a family. So,
And you still don't. I'm just
and I
kidding.
still don't. And my son's going to be 16 in 2 weeks.
He seems like a really good kid. The live streams that you've done, he seems like he's very grounded, very, very mature, deeper voice than I have. So he must be immature. I'm still waiting for my balls to drop at this point. Let's see. Good evening. Yeah. Hey, Jamie. Welcome. Here's Matt right here. Speak of the devil. I'm here for the dream team. Yeah. Well, you're on that dream team, buddy. Just to let you know, you're inside that circle. The circle. I just learned this on. I was watching Bad Blood or whatever, that the mafia up in Montreal. It's on Netflix. It's I gotta go. I gotta binge watch. So they're talking about build your team around the weakness or something like that, or to push out the weakness or whatever. It's pretty interesting. But yeah, so we have a team right there. Matt Money's in that list. Bunch of other people as well. Let's see. Okay, thanks, Gerry. Yeah, congratulations on that 3K, Gerry. You hit it faster than you thought. You got plenty of days left. So
thank you guys. Appreciate it.
And let's see here. What do we got here? You see the dip in Disca. That's Discovery, right? Might be a good. So what's going on there? We got like Viacom that had a weird. I mean, now we got Disca.
Yeah, I don't know. I saw it had a big old drop. I think it might have just followed
Jesus, it
Viacom.
both of them. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it just followed the sector. So I don't
It
know.
looks like literally like the same damn chart. You wouldn't even be able to tell the difference. Yeah, I don't know. Like honestly, I don't really like either one. So I like some of the programs on Discovery, but I'm not going to invest in it. Just like I wouldn't invest in Comcast either. Everybody knows I hate Comcast. How many? Don't cut my internet off if you're listening. How many options do each of you have on right now? That's a good question. Let me run my script. Why don't you talk about that while I pull my script up here?
I have about 27 on right now. Roughly what strike prices and dates? Nothing over 30 days out. And strike price is going to vary. So I usually only do about one contract on each trade. Sometimes I'll do two, like on an AT&T, I'll do a couple of those. But for the most part, I just do one contract, one put contract, and that's it. I don't want to get stuck into, being concentrated into one stock. It's almost building an options portfolio you're almost like you would build a buy and hold portfolio in a sense. You don't want to be concentrated. The more concentrated you are, the more risk you are exposed to. So
right, eggs all in one basket.
Yeah,
that's like rule number one when it comes to investing, right? Don't put all your eggs in one basket. And then you got people like Warren. I should say, like the idiot, like Warren Buffett. I mean, he's not an idiot, but he did say, didn't he say, over diversifications for dumb people or people don't know what they're doing or something like that. I'm like, I think that's true. If it's like, if you have $1,000 and you're in freaking, 100 stocks, right? I mean, that might be dumb, but I think diversification is a smart thing to be doing. And I think that might have been taken out of context too. So just don't read into that and say, oh, diversification is bad. You know what I mean? So take it for what it is. Diversification is good, but over diversification can be bad. But how many positions do I have on? I got, so I took off Amazon like literally before the market closed on Friday. So that literally pulled my buy-in power from like over 50% down to 38. Jeez. I have 23 different positions on and then 40 total contracts. And that's spread out through 5 different expiries. So that's where I'm at right now. Let's see here. Riot blockchain. It's a miner. Oh, yeah, blockchain mining. Gotcha. Yeah, I don't know. Like, if I was going to get into crypto, it's not going to be a big portion. It's going to be, 15 grand at the most. So I don't even think I would do that. But yeah, I would wait for a big pullback for me. And that just means that it's not going to have a pullback. It's probably going to go up and, go to the moon. So that's my luck. Let's see. Rumple B. Rumple B. Yeah, it's a P. Rumple P. Dave, saw your fire update video. You can also consider using 401k as needed. My buddy fired with 3.7 in one and then just paid the penalty. Yeah. Um, I don't see, the thing is I don't need that money. I'm never probably going to need that money. And it's not that much there considering what I have outside of the 401ks. So I don't really see myself really taking a 10, I think it's 10% penalty plus taxes, if I'm not mistaken. So if you pulled that money out, obviously you're not going to want to do that all in 1 year, right? Like that would push you up above the 400K. Well, for me, it'd be above the 400K mark, and Biden's going to tax anything over that, like, to insanity. Not to mention probably everything below that as well. But so I would probably break it out for me. If I was going to do it, I'd break it out in over, a course of 4 or 5 years, right? Try to keep that income below 100K or something like that. Pay the least amount of taxes possible, and then throw the 10% on top of it. But I don't think I'm going to do it. I'll probably convert a little bit every year. Maybe pay like 15%, hopefully at the most. If I can control my income, preferably with like dividends. And if dividends get to be too much, guess what? I can funnel those into non-dividend producing assets like VTI or VU, control the dividends, and that'll control the tax bracket. But if you got 3.7, that's $370,000 you're going to pay in 10%, just the penalty alone. Now, if you got that amount of money in there, that's a crap load of money. It might be worth it, right? I mean, to some people, if they built that up, then they're probably living large. So, that 3.7, is producing ever how much money per year. And they're probably using a lot of that, versus me. Like, I've lived a minimalist lifestyle for at least the last 7 years, 8 years. And I don't need a lot to live on. So it just depends, If I had 3.7, I'd probably take it all out. Take the penalty, pay the taxes on it. You know what I mean? But
Well,
that's me, right?
Wouldn't the penalty be just on what you withdrew?
Yeah, you take it all out. You pay it on all of it.
Oh yeah.
So that's what I'm saying there. It's relative, right? Somebody looks at my video and they say, you can fire right now. What are you still working for, right? Versus me, and I'm like, well, I got to make sure this is right. I got to make sure all my ducks are in a row. One duck's over here, one duck's over here. But other people could be say, oh, you're fine. But it's all relative. Everybody's in a different situation. He probably lived a better, more extravagant life. Did he say buddy? Could be, yes, buddy. So I'm assuming it's a guy. I could assume that, he had Lambos and all that stuff, or maybe not. I don't know. But, he probably lived a more extravagant life than I live. So, he's probably, thinking that maybe $40,000, $50,000 a year is not enough money to live on, and Gerry, dude, you'd have probably one of those $1 million freaking provosts, right?
No, I wouldn't go that far. I wouldn't.
You get to use one for 300K. Would you do that?
I'd probably do
that. Oh, that's good. I love this conversation. Yes, futures are down right now, but don't let that, that's happened. And it sometimes recovers by the end of the day or before the market opens and then goes up. So, but, expect a little bit of a pullback. We had a pretty good Friday. Regarding Riot, strike price, so 27. Let's see, where is that some be at chat? Oh, man, that's a one-day move right there. That's a one-day move. I don't know.
47. I mean, that's the thing. I've been in that situation with QuantumScape, and I gave it a 55% move or something like that, and it gave it to me. So it could definitely happen, especially on these high IV, crazy meme stocks.
I think the more it drops, the less likely it's going to drop like a big percentage, but
right,
no doubt in my mind that thing could hit it by Friday, no problem. Well, Friday's a holiday, but it could hit it by Thursday. I mean, he didn't say what the premium was at 27 either. So, what's the premium at 10? What's the premium at 27? Is the premium worth it? Is it, is it $200? Is it, $10? I mean, what's the premium there? I think that's going to matter, at least for me. But I don't know, man. I don't play stuff like that. What is your guys' option strategy going to be with your theoretic busy retirement plans, traveling and such? Any auto? Yeah. uh, I don't think I can stay away while I'm hiking the AT. I can almost see myself if I have service in the tent, like checking options, planning out the strikes and stuff. But my plan is I do plan on putting stuff on while I do hike the AT. They're gonna be longer dated DTEs, so I might either do monthlies or I might do like 3 months or something like that, and it's gonna be on SPY, QQQ, and I'll probably have some longer dated ones going out to June or September. I'm talking about next year, by the way, on TQQQ or something like that. So that's my plan. I feel like I would be doing myself a disservice if I wasn't playing options, hiking the AT. I don't need to watch that stuff. I'm going to be super safe on them. Why not make money? Why? I mean, it's just, that's the responsible thing to do, Gerry.
Well, here's the thing. He says there's going to busy retirement plans. I don't plan on being busy when I retire. I have no desire to be busy when I retire. I'm gonna be. Some of you guys don't know, but my wife and I are gonna buy an RV and we're gonna hit the road and whatever. So part of that, I'm doing it on a low budget. So part of that is me gonna have to earn some money. So I will be probably in the market daily. So we're gonna have to find internet wherever we're at. And I'm going to still have to be there. Some people say, well, that's not retired. It is to me. I mean, we're doing whatever the heck we want. We're traveling, we're relaxing, we're going slow. We're seeing the things we want to see. That's fine with me. Now, dependent upon, I talked about this in my last video, dependent upon income. Well, maybe I didn't talk about it, but depending upon what income I have coming in will dictate what kind of option strategies that I'll have. So if YouTube is providing, 50% of my needed income for the month or whatever, then that'll dictate how aggressive I am going into the options, right? So if YouTube somehow provides 100% of our income needs, good luck, right? Yeah. But I'm talking years down the road. You never know.
True.
I might not be as aggressive. I may not even do options. Who knows? I may stick it all into Nusi or something like that and just get paid the dividend and compound it.
It's funny that Nusi comes to mind, but not QYLD. What's going on there?
I don't know. I'd want that crash protection.
Somebody asked me in the comments about that today. Why not QYLD or JEPI? And I'm like, I mean, I could see myself adding a small position, like, 50 grand, 100 grand. Oh, that's a small position, but sorry if anybody got offended by that. 50 or 100 grand. I mean, talk about building the portfolio out completely, right? That would be a pretty much small position for me, but putting something in there, eventually, I've talked about this many times, eventually the portfolio will be too big to fail. It doesn't matter, right? What you do, how you live, it'll be too damn big to fail. Go run it against cfiresim.com. I think it's whatever it is, cfiresim, just to Google it. And your portfolio get too big to fail, and then you can take money out of Nusi, take it out of JEPI, take it out of QYLD, throw it in more, solid positions. You don't need as much income, because the more income you have, the more taxes you're going to pay, right? So you want to control that income. If you're married, you can stay below that 100K mark in dividends. You're not going to pay a cent. You're not going to pay a cent in freaking taxes, okay? And obviously, if you're smart, you move out of a freaking tax state and move to a tax-free state, all right? You pay $0 in taxes, okay? Now, if you're not married, you can go up to about $50,000 of qualified dividends and not pay any taxes on that as well. You start introducing more, earned income or interest income or something like that. It gets a little bit more trickier, but it is what it is. Just think about that, because taxes are a big thing, right? I didn't work for 30 freaking years paying a boatload of taxes to pay taxes in retirement. So sorry. You can take that as you will. They try to shame you and say, pay your fair share. That's just a shaming tactic, is what that is. Let's see here. Any autopilot options? Yeah, to me, it's just longer data stuff's more autopilot to me. So if it's 1 month or 3 months or something like that, that's more autopilot-ish to me. I traded I traded some stuff when I was in Australia, kind of trouncing around that big ass freaking continent. And I did well, I kicked myself for not taking profits one day, and then the thing tanked, then it took a loss, So I just want to be out of some of that stuff and more into the indexes. If I'm going to be autopilot, it's going to be indexes, not going to be individual positions. It's a good question. Should turn it back on him. What are you going to do? What are you going to do?
What you're going to
do? I'm still testing out the Theta Gang bot, by the way. It's already took profit once. Now it's got another 45 DT on right now. So it's working so far. The first one was profitable. So see, MDB. Let's see. Which of the gammas do you pay attention to when you're buying cash secure puts? Does delta have to be a certain number? So gamma is one of the Greeks. I'm assuming you say which one of the Greeks, but gamma is the Greek. So you're talking about the Greeks here. Like I said, in past, I think it might have been last week. I don't really look at the Greeks very much. I have, honestly, I've been using delta a lot more lately, just because I've been lazy to run my script sometimes, but because I just feel like I'm so safe anyway that it's only off by usually 1% or something like that anyway. So why not just use the delta? It's quicker. But I really should get back to using my script, because it does check earnings too, and I don't want that to bite me in the butt. What about you, Gerry? So by the way, I'm usually right around the 0.05 delta.
Yeah, that's I go up to 0.1. But gamma, no, I don't pay attention to it. I always thought it was like some sort of gamma ray, like out in space or something. But I really don't pay any attention to that stuff.
You don't look at Vega either?
No, I thought that was a car back in the 70s.
Yeah, it was. Do you look at Theta? No. I don't think so. Theta was one I used to look at, but I don't even look at that anymore. So I hope that answers your question. Let's see. This is Matt Money, guys. Sounds like a nerd. Hey, I've been called a nerd a lot in my life, and I'll tell you what, that's like a huge compliment. So
it is. It is. I wish I would.
What's up, guys? Hey, Mike. Welcome. All good. Yeah. Matt Money. Yeah. Cutie pie. He did serenade us last night, so he had that going for him. Do you guys think you can, over the long term, outperform? Oh, for sure. Because the way I look at it is, when the market is going up, I'm making money, right? In options faster than I would normally would. And, right there, January and the beginning of February is a good example of that. When the market's going up, everybody's a freaking genius. You're either long stocks, you're, long calls, or you're cash secured puts. We're all geniuses, right? So if the market goes up 20%, every freaking put we put on is just going to go in profit like that. We'll take it off and stick some more on. So yeah, we would definitely outperform the S&P 500, hands down. What do you think on that, Gerry?
Oh, absolutely. When the market's going up, we can rotate in and out of options quickly, daily sometimes. We put one on at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, we're locking that in for 50% profit, just like that. You're talking hours.
and putting another one on.
and putting another one right away, right on. So you definitely can when you get into that wave. It's really fun, actually.
So that answers the question. It would be no doubt easy to outperform the S500. If the S&P 500 goes up 20%, we're going to make more than 20%. So, and the great thing about it is the S&P 500 can be flat the whole year and we'll still make 24%. That's just my goal, 24%. That should be easy, 12% at a minimum. But one day in town. I love these. People are way smarter than I am. They got all these, word plays and stuff, Like, let's see, Riot blockchain is okay. Yeah, I don't know. I know Castle Rock is blowing up, and it used to be about from me, it's not that long of a drive, but 30-minute drive from actual downtown Denver. But it's literally like used to be a lot of space between like South Denver / like Highlands Ranch area to Castle Rock, but now it's all filled in. And then from Castle Rock to Monument, that's all filled in. Like it's all filled in all the way almost down to down to Colorado Springs at this point. So it means I need to move. That's what that means. Hey guys, always enjoy watching y'all Sunday night. Keep it up. Welcome, Gabe. I think it's Gage, right? Jeez.
Looks like it. Yeah, I believe that is.
I don't want to screw it up like I screwed up Kajun. Hit the like button, peeps. Yeah, hit that like button. I don't know if it makes any difference, but it does, right? You can share the stream. That might be helpful. If you know anybody that wants to get in options, wants to talk about options, then, share it. Amen. I reduced concentration this week. Well, I can tell you this, Randy. You got rid of your good luck chair. So, things could get a little rocky for you. Hopefully, you bless this chair or whatever you want to call it.
That's what I was just about to say too.
And move some of that juju over from the other chair, and that's the reason why you didn't get rid of it. By the way, I can almost see Randy reupholstering that one. And matter of fact, he can almost probably say, "Oh yeah, I got a new chair, guys," and he actually just reupholstered it and threw some WD-40 on it.
No, he needs to at the bare minimum. He needs to cut a patch of fabric off of that old chair and just tape it onto the new one. At minimum.
Yeah, you can even put it on the bottom and just staple it there or something, like because they always do that to the chairs, right? In case you get a hole in it and patch it. But he probably demoted that one to his wife or something. But I highly suggest you get some WD-40. Did that first thing. I don't know what he's responding to. Yeah, I don't know. Well, let's see here. Let's see what the heck is going on. I don't have that Amazon money like Dave. Yeah, right. That thing takes a boatload of freaking buying power up. Every time I'm like, oh, I'm sitting at 55%, man. I'm just running too hot. I take that off and I'm like, oh man, I got to put some shit on. So, but it does pay, $200 or something like that. So I look at that $200 and I have to put quite a few contracts of other stuff to make that $200, right? So, see, I have 4 large accounts, 2 IRAs, and 1 margin. Or 2 margin. I only sell weekly options and usually have 4 positions open per account. Weekly options, yeah. Well, tell us what options you're doing. And hopefully it's not just Riot, but or what do you do in your IRA as well?
Yeah. I'd like to know what that IRA is in too.
Yeah, what's your IRA in, and what broker to use? Let's see here. Check Charlie Munger's portfolio. 3 positions on 3 hedge funds that are diversified, including BRK. The no diversifying advice is bull. There you go. You heard it from the horse's mouth, Jamie, there. Yeah. I mean, I think when people say that, they are basically quoting what Warren Buffett said, and it was taken out of context. I believe it was. You can probably find it or something, but when everybody talks about it, though, they say it's a bad thing, so they're taking it out of context, and it's they're doing a disservice. I actually had somebody come spam my channel one time, and say, "Oh, I found you from such and such. I wanted to see how much you knew or whatever. And he pretty much like thumbs down a bunch of videos and said, "You're an idiot for over diversifying." And I was like, all right, whatever, dude. I'm perfect. I said I'm perfectly diversified, just perfect. I'm perfect. I said I'm different. Jeez, I'm diversified just as perfectly or something like that. Obviously, I had, I think back then, like 35, 36 positions, which, that could be a lot to handle, right? It is what it is. But when you're thinking the market's down 37%, why not get into some extra shit, right? That's the way I looked at it. I had no intentions of holding those things for 40 years, I'll be dead in 40 years, but I had no intentions of holding those things for 40 years. It's just, hey, the market's down. I'm going to pick up this. I'm going to pick up that. That's the steal. I'm going to pick up this. Those are all gone now. So, yeah, I just, diversify, but don't over diversify. Over diversification could be I think that's going to be a different number for everyone. You know what I mean? Like, what's over diversification to you, Gerry, versus me,
Right. And that's one of my big gripes with M1 Finance. Because, a lot of people get into that, they put $500 in and they add, the 100 stocks, and it's like, dude, you got,
Thank God
$2
they
in
put a
each
limit
stock.
on it, huh?
It's like you're not doing anything.
Well, I guess the limits with one account, but you can have multiple accounts. So
Yeah, exactly.
yeah. Oh man, 100's not enough. Let me get another account. So, GW, how do you have 20 positions with your account size and try to stay below 60% utilization? I find that I get to 40, 50 utilization with 3 or 4 positions. There you go, Gerry. That is a damn good question.
Buying power, interactive brokers, 4-1. It only takes 25%, sometimes less, to put on a position. So,
Well, Investor Retires using Tasty Trades.
aren't they 4-1 or are they 2-1?
Well, Thursday night he claimed it was 5-1. I find it hard to believe, but come to clarification here. Do you run 60%? How often do you run 60%, by the way?
I'm probably at it right now. I usually hit 60% going into the weekend.
Smart.
Yeah.
Smart. Yeah.
But then I try to stay below 50 during the week.
Yeah. Take some shit off to put some shit on.
Yep. Got to sell shit to you gotta buy shit to sell shit.
Yeah. We're gonna make that a t-shirt, by the way.
I'm thinking about it, actually.
I'd probably buy one. Let's see here. Hopefully, well, you can clarify that question right there, Investor Retire, if you want us to address it more. TQQ and SOXL. Yeah, I got an SOXL on right now. It's not bad. I'm down at the 25 strike, and I got 46 cents for that. I got 2 contracts on. Yeah, I don't know. I was told myself I wasn't going to touch it again because of the split, but it's actually not that bad. It's one of those ones where you can't take it off. You have to let it expire. It costs too much money to buy it back, so you have to let it expire.
TQQ is better than in that respect.
Oh yeah, because number one, I actually don't. I want to get selling TQQ down at 55 or 35, right? Not that I want the market to drop, but that's my crash protection, right? Albert, let's see. All in Tesla. Start selling puts and got assigned at 850 put before the tech fall. Next week sold the. Oh man, you leaped that some bitch, huh? Sold the Jan 2023 1500 put, which paid my margin assignment. Now afraid of early assignment. What the hell?
What? Well, are you made 1500
next week?
23.
Sold the Jan. So you leaped out. I mean, did you sell to open or sell to close? I guess that's what we need to know first. Because I don't know why you'd have one at the 1500.
Is there even anything up in the 1500s?
Yeah, I believe there is. Especially if you're going out to January 2023. I don't know. I'm a little lost here because I don't understand why your put's higher than what your got assigned at.
Yeah.
We can advise you, but you can't take our advice. Um, I would love to hear more about this, and you can certainly share it here in the chat if you want. But you can also talk about this more in the Discord if you want directly to either Randy, myself, um, or Gerry. We can even get on a call with you if you want, because I'm kind of curious what you're talking about here. I'm just lost. Some people say sell, and that means that they sold, but often to me it means sell to open. So we need to know more of the details, I suppose. Um, hey Lydia, welcome. Good to have you. Go check her channel out, by the way. I don't know if she's posted any Roku videos lately, but
She did good
let's
on
see
that one.
here. Retire with options. Yeah, just addressing Lydia. Let's see here. Nate Highlander. Stocks might be going on sale. Suez Canal. I still think back when you thought the little picture you saw of the big ass boat sitting sideways. You thought that was a meme.
Yeah, I was like, this can't be real.
It kind of looked like a meme, honestly. But the funny thing is it's a meme because it's true. You didn't have to modify it. You didn't have to make it into a meme because it was
Yeah.
automatically a meme by default. But it was hilarious. If you're not familiar with what we're talking about, there's a boat over 1,400 feet long. That's more than a quarter mile, by the way. And sitting across, all the way across the canal, which is the Suez Canal is between, uh, I think, Africa and what is that, like the Middle East? It's like right in between there. And like that, so many ships got to go through there. Like there's a boatload, pun intended, boatload of ships just sitting there waiting to go through the canal and they can't get through it.
And you can
So
only
it's
fit
a
one.
what's that?
You can only
Because of
fit
one boat,
one.
yeah. That turned sideways and ran aground.
Yeah, there's no
It's
place to make a U-turn there.
no, there's no, I bet you a boat can't even go through there with that boat sitting just against the side of the canal. Couldn't another boat couldn't even go through there. So it's not as skinny as like a Panama Canal because those are locks, but this is more of like a canal. It's not a lock, so it's not like a single boat, and then they go up to a different level of water. It's just a canal to go through to cut around. Like if you have to go around Africa, it's a long ass boat ride, right? So it's a big freaking deal, and it's costing billions of freaking dollars. Disruption to many companies. Not to mention, there's probably humans in some of those containers that are probably dead right now, right? I shit you not. I hope there's not any humans in those things. But if you look how many containers are on that damn thing,
No,
I
I knew a guy that worked in a port in Belgium or something like that, and he said there's plenty of containers with people inside of them. So,
there's no way to get out of those things either. If you're in a
mm-mm.
container that's in the bottom, there's no way to get out of those things. You're because they give them enough food and they give them enough air. Like I don't know if they put a hole in there or what, but I hope there's nobody on those things. There's a shitload of fucking containers on those, and it's disrupting. It's disrupting a lot of stuff, but hopefully they'll get that solved next week. Did I miss? No, you're just in time. Perfectly well. I think his name is Steve or Stevie, one of the two. What made you guys interested in options? Um, I've been doing options for a long time, and to me, I was just intrigued by it. I guess I don't know. Probably why a lot of us getting interested. But once you find selling premium, once you find that, it's very hard to let the strategy go because it's is it easy, Gerry? Um, it's highly probable that you're going to make pretty money and pretty in all market conditions, and it's going to be I don't know. Yeah, it's pretty easy. It's pretty easy to do. It's almost I'm not going to call it guaranteed, but because you can get stupid with it too. But it's pretty easy money. it's great returns, and you can make money in up market, down market, sideways market. And I don't know. I just feel like this is the way to go. This is a cheat code right here. You heard it here last. This is a cheat code for life, folks. You should
It
check it.
definitely is. Dave here is the one that got me into it. Started off with covered calls, of course, but once I started realizing about options and learning the lingo and all that stuff, it was like, whoa. I've only been doing it for what? We're going on 6, 7 months now, and I've only been wrong like twice. So that's that's pretty damn good considering that I've put on, probably probably well above 1,000 trades in that time.
I'm
So
just looking to query up for the beginning of the year. I'll tell you how many positions I have on, or sorry, for year to date, I'll tell you how many positions I have on, taken off, and then I'll give you the win percentage. And granted, the win percentage is jacked up because we had it down a couple of weeks down, right? In general, usually the win percentage is 100%, right? So unless you get too greedy with your
unless you
strikes,
get,
but
like you said, stupid, right?
stupid
Because
or
you
too
can get
greedy.
stupid with it. And that's where my
Uh,
mistakes have come from.
so basically, from the very first trade of the year, which was January 4th, to last week's Friday, I had 308 trades on, and 244 of those were puts, 64 of those were calls, and the win percentage on that was 92%, almost 93%. And some of those, honestly, some of those were PMCC losses on one side, and the other side actually took that loss out, right? So that doesn't even really count in there, but those are counted in there. So just to tell you, that is skewing the results a little bit right there on the downside. So my win percentage is actually probably higher than, it's probably 94% or something like that, even with taking those losses I took like 2 weeks ago. Okay. So this is, I'm Dave Safe, I'm known for being Dave Safe, right? Um, yeah, that's a damn good win percentage, right? And I'm sure your percentage is pretty damn high as well. You're probably north of 90%.
Yeah, I would imagine so. And like I said, just, you know, this can get you in trouble. Yes. When you start playing that, when you start chasing the premium, you're like, oh, I need to get that premium. That's what kind of jacked me up. And my first mistake was I had a very good December right out the gate. And then, as a
Yeah.
business, I've, ran businesses and stuff. We always wanted to beat last month's numbers or
Yeah.
last year's numbers. That was your goal. It was like,
Yeah.
and that's been my thing my whole life is like, okay, what did we do last month? Okay, we got to beat that. So then you get into that mindset to try to chase that. And that's not healthy in options because you can get yourself into some ugly trades.
I'd say the other thing that you want to kind of watch out for is having that number on you're like, oh, I need to make 4 grand this month to make my 2%, right? Like I have to be honest. That's how I've been thinking. I made 6 grand in January, made 6 grand in February, and I'm like, I got to make 6 grand in March. And then we had, a kind of a disastrous end of the February that carried into March and kind of, punched us in the face, right? And we had a plan, and we got punched in the face, and it changed our plan. But I'm still up 1% this month. So I didn't make my 6 grand. I'm not going to make 4. So my goal is to make at least, that 2% a month, which is $400,000. And I'm only going to meet half of that, but that's fine, right? I still think I can beat my goal for the year. That's all that matters. Look, gee, I'm even going to have a negative month, So just don't get stupid with it. Don't get greedy with your freaking strikes, chasing that premium. Just like you're not going to freaking chase yield on your dividend stocks, right? Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. I wasn't directing that towards you, Gerry. I was eating crawfish. Well, I'm a long way away from the sea, so I'm not having any crawfish here.
Crawfish is fresh water.
Well, I know he lives down in Houston, so. Hey Ryan, welcome. I didn't see a video from you this week. I need to go check, but I didn't
I
see a
think you did
video,
one.
man.
I think
What's
you did.
that? You did he? What the
I think
hell?
so.
Well, if he did, I didn't look at it, but I will check it out if he did. But if you're interested in crypto people, go check out Ryan. He's my resident expert for crypto. Just like Gerry here is my resident expert on ETFs. Okay, so go check out Gerry's channel. He's the expert on ETFs, in my opinion. He knows more than me. He's the expert, right? It's like Ryan knows more than me about crypto. He's the expert. Um, my lips are chapped. Yeah, I hate chapped lips.
Yeah,
You know
I got
what's
it
worse?
too.
You know what's really bad is I don't know if this happened to anybody else. When I'm driving or something, and I'm having a chapped lip day or whatever, and I can't find my chapstick that's right in my center console or something like that, right? And then it gets really bad. I start like checking other shit compartments while I'm driving and stuff. And then I start freaking out. And that's when the chapped lip, like, it goes from like a level 7 to a level 15
To
when you
like
can't find
crust.
your chapstick, right? So I literally had to pull over, get into my bob. Yeah, that's my bug out bag that sits on the back of my car, and I know I have a chapstick in there, and I pulled it out. And and the worst part about that is I put it in my pocket, and guess what? That chapstick is in the house now, so I don't have my backup chapstick in my car. So thank you for reminding me to put that chapstick back in my bob. That's a little bit of a side tangent there. Campfire trading sounds cool. What the hell's? Yeah, I guess you're right.
That's
Well,
gonna
sitting
be us.
around there, freaking roasting our s'mores and shit, trading options.
Yep.
Except the market's not open at night. Well, the market is, but not options. I
You
guess
have
we could
stores
be.
in the morning.
We could sit over in New Zealand somewhere, probably. I don't know what the time over there the market's open, but campfire over there. Let's see here, MDB. How many cash-secured puts do you typically every month? Do you arrange the strike dates to match? Honestly, I don't really. I try to have like $1,200 to $1,500 premium on every week if I can. I haven't been getting close to that. It's been a lot lower than that lately for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe the premium's drying up. Not really sure. But as far as the strike dates are concerned, I always have at least 3 weeks out on. So I always have stuff for the next week on, the week after, and the week after. And right now I have stuff out 4 weeks out. So, and then I even have stuff, I have some, what do you call it? Some leaps on as well that I'm trying to get out of. But, so yeah, I'm always out. I want stuff working for me. Let's talk about
Yeah,
that, Gerry.
it's always like a rolling. What's the word I'm looking for? Rolling average in a way, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, but you're just. I always have about 25 to 30 positions on, and you take one off, you put one on. So it's just every week that's happening, and every time I'm adjusting what expiration date that is. Some stocks are only 1 week, some stocks I'll do 2, some stocks I'll do 3, some stocks I'll do 4. So it's just keeping that. You try to keep it balanced too, because you don't want a whole bunch of stuff all in 1 week just in case something happens.
Mm-hmm,
Um,
mm-hmm.
you want to, if you normally have 20 positions on, it'd be nice to have them spread out 5 or something like that. Just like I said, it kind of goes back to that diversification. You'll have diversification in stocks, diversification in dates, that kind of thing. So,
And it's, I don't know. I try to really be careful of like not having too much tech on lately, not having or spreading that out, not having it all in 1 week, spreading the tech out a little bit, waiting for down days on even putting some of those on. Ideally, it'd be nice to just wait for a down day to put all your tech on, right, or whatever. But it's just you know waiting for that down day, you're just losing money. In the way I look at it, it used to be a strategy of mine, but if you can, like if you got buying power that you can put on, then if there's a down day, take advantage of it, right? Just like if an up day, you can take advantage of taking some profits. But yeah, it's always a freaking balancing act. It's a teeter-totter. It's a
Yeah.
nonstop teeter-totter. Just think of it that way. Once
It's
it gets
kind of
out of
like,
balance, it just goes to the clank. That's what
yeah,
it
it's kind
does,
of
you
like
know?
that guy that always, they're spinning the plates. So you're that guy spinning the plates, making the plates, all something goes over here, you go back and spin it, and you go back and run over to the next one. And it's kind of like that.
Everybody has their own way, but none of us are like experts. We go through the same thing that all you guys would go through. It's just how you deal with it. Experience helps, right? The quicker you go through it, when you only have one contractor or something like that on, you're going to learn a lesson and you're going to make an adjustment, right? So, just like Gerry you got humbled earlier this year, just like Cloud got humbled earlier this year. Randy's been humbled a couple times. I think All Good's been humbled a couple times, and I've been humbled. I've been humbled in the past. I haven't been humbled in a while, but I don't know if that means I need to get humbled again or what. Honestly, I think you guys humbled me because Cloud and you like got skittish. That kind of bled off into me. You spread that cancer to me so. And I'm not mad at you guys for it. In my opinion, that was good. It's almost like a good
Absolutely.
disease to pass on to somebody, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Autopilot makes me nervous. If that's the only option you have, you know what I mean? Like it is what it is. I don't have a problem with it. If it's in an index or something like that, just don't have a boatload of contracts on. I'm not trying to use if I'm going to hike the AT or something, I'm not going to have on 50% buying power used. So I'm just going to keep a small amount of contracts on, shoot for $500 to $1,000 a month or something like that. Like it just is what it is. I don't know. I feel like I need to do that. If I don't, I think it's just wasted money. Let's see. Gerry going to transition into an RV life YouTube channel. Van life is pretty huge. Yeah. Talk about that, Gerry.
Yeah. I'm going to transition into a RV lifestyle, but my channel will probably stay somewhat the same. Scenery would probably change. You probably won't see this anymore, but I'm probably going to try to I'm not going to try to start a new channel. Dave started a new channel, by the way. So if you haven't followed that, check out Dave's channel for after he fires. Now, I don't plan on starting a second channel. That's why I share it with you now that I'm going to do it, because you get to see that adventure and see that transition. So I'll be making some uh, slightly different videos, but they're still going to be what I normally put out. They just might have a twist in it. It might show us driving to the next town we're visiting, or what lake we're in front of at that time, or something like that, right? So as far as van life, oh yeah, I'm a big dude, and vans, yeah, that probably won't work.
We're trying to get him on keto, folks. So
Yeah,
get him down to a healthy weight. He doesn't look big.
I'm pretty big.
Let me talk about my second channel for a minute here. And I don't know which way the right way to do it. I didn't want to mix in all that content that I plan on doing after fire with my investing channel, because I felt like it was a disservice to all the people that come here to this channel to watch investing stuff. There could be an aspect of that on the other channel, a little bit of stuff like that over there, but in general, I just didn't want to mix in hiking videos on this channel and stuff. I think if it's done right, if you have a big enough channel, you can mix the two together. And, I think it's smart actually, right? Because how many people have done a channel where they've actually retired and they're post retirement and they're living off that, they're still trading, right? There's not a lot of people that have done that. Irish Journey
Right.
comes to mind. There's not a lot of channels that have done that I'm aware of. So I think it's smart to share that with the channel, right? So I will be sharing stuff with this channel as well, finance wise, on how is my life doing, after fire and all that with this channel. Of course, I'm not going to go anywhere. I'm still be making videos, but the other channel is really focused more on travel aspect, geo arbitrage, hiking, that type of stuff, right? More of the psyche behind it, more of the emotions behind it. And so that was just my thought behind it. I didn't, because I know people would see that stuff and they'd just unsub. That's just, they're coming here for finance, not coming here to watch me hike the AT. But I did put my channel in there. If you want to check out that channel, I will be doing more videos. Listen to the channel trailer. If that interests you, then go ahead and subscribe there. That'll help me out as well. But there's no obligation. If you just want to listen to finance stuff, then this stays. I'm hoping to subscribe to, Hidden Freedom, and you're hoping you're subscribed to Gerry at least. But that's my spiel. Michael, let's see here. Who's ready for open? Who's ready for open to baseball? I didn't know we weren't in baseball. No, I'm just kidding. So I don't know. I haven't been really following sports over the last couple years, mostly because of the pandemic. But I don't know, Gerry. Do you have any? What's your favorite sport, by the way?
It used to be basketball. Now it's football. But that being said, I don't watch TV anymore, and I haven't watched TV in a couple of years. I'll watch the Super Bowl. I'll watch the when the World Series gets to game. Whenever the one team gets to 3 wins, then I'll start watching the World Series.
So do you do the same thing like with NBA Finals too, or what?
I do now. Yeah.
Yeah. So technically, you only need to watch the last 5 minutes of any NBA game. Last 5 minutes is where brass tacks happens. Like all the other 3 quarters and part of the fourth quarter it's always even, or it's always like they come back. So the last 5 minutes in most cases. But
I used to
I am an NBA fan. I have been for years. I used to play a lot of basketball, so that's the reason why I have achy joints. But they're not that achy, actually, honestly.
I used to really like college basketball. Seemed
I
more
never really got into college basketball. Never really got into college football. Never really got into NFL either. So I'm more of like a croquet type of person personally, but not really. I just NBA. I don't know. I played a lot of basketball and I like basketball. Let's see here. Indrid Cold. Indrid Cold. Interesting. I don't never heard of that, Gerry. Hey guys, welcome in Indrid Cold. Let's see here. Let's move to Puerto Rico. No taxes. Yeah, I'm not feeling Puerto Rico. I don't know why. I saw a lot of stuff happen there with a lot of hurricanes and crap. Of course, you live in a hurricane-infested area too. Yeah, I'm not. I don't want to live with those hurricanes. I don't know. I guess I'm just, I don't want to live with those earthquakes either. So.
What's your natural disaster? Avalanches?
Gerry, Jesus, man, there's no avalanches in Denver. We don't have any natural disasters in Denver. Our natural disasters, all the liberals here. No, I'm just kidding. What is our natural disaster?
Gotta have something. I guess freezing weather, right?
No, I mean, honestly, we have. Did we even get negative this year? I don't think we had a negative year this year. We got a semi blizzard, but it was gone. Like it's all gone. Like it was gone like 3 days later. Like all that snow is gone. The weather pattern here has actually changed the last couple of years. I blame that on all the people not driving. I mean, there's no other way to explain it. There's nobody driving, right? Anyways, yeah, I don't know. I don't think there's any natural disaster here. That is the reason why Arizona, Utah, and Colorado is a great place for data centers. So if you're interested in REITs, find data centers that are in Utah, that are in Colorado, and Arizona. I'll tell you what the natural disaster of Arizona is. No water. That's their natural disaster. Everybody is moving out of criminal. Yeah, of course. Yeah, there's definitely. We could probably look back and say, we were having a great migration right now. There's been a lot of moving out of California, a lot of moving out of New York. Any other places, Gerry, they're moving out of?
Yeah, I think they're migrating out of the West Coast totally. To be honest with you, I mean, not totally, but I
Yeah,
think
there's
it's
people leaving Oregon,
yeah. It's
people
big.
leaving New Jersey.
People leaving Illinois.
Well, that's yeah, no doubt. So I'm thinking the people that are leaving California, they got to pay a boatload of money for those freaking U-Hauls.
It's crazy how much that freaking U-Haul cost to get out of California. Y'all, I made a video on that, I think, but that was a long time ago. But I did a video. I haven't compared it lately, but last time I checked, moving from the Central California to Houston, Texas, with the 26-foot U-Haul truck cost about $4,000 to rent that truck. Now, to go from that same area, Houston, back to Central California, it costs like $800.
And that's probably happened in New York as well, right? To like
Probably.
Florida and shit. But I guess we're way behind. So let me see if I can catch up a little bit here. Jimmy Duke, welcome. I haven't seen you in a long time, buddy.
Yeah,
Hope
I
you're
know.
doing well. I know you were like you're killing the little business. It might even be a little, it might be a big ass business now.
Hmm.
But I know you're killing that, and you were a go getter. Definitely had a good head on your shoulders. Can anybody go over tax implication for selling cover calls? Yeah, it just counts as like if you just sold a stock, so it's just regular capital gain. So that answers that. Let's see here, James Paulus. Did I pronounce that Paulus?
Could be pious.
There's no I there though.
Yeah, but still.
Yeah, I'm bad at pronouncing stuff. You two guys make a great live stream. Oh, thank you. Appreciate that. Welcome, James. Let's see. What's the Yeah, okay. It's been long. Yeah, exactly. I said the same thing. Uh, we got to catch up IP at some point. I'm not sure what IP is, but it's Internet Protocol. Let's see here. I feel more comfortable with weekly dated options to too much can. Yeah, well, I'm the same way. I don't like long stuff. But I think it's relative to, or it's pinned to that position, right? Like a Tesla, I would never go out a month in Tesla or an Amazon, right? Not that Amazon's a high volatile stock, but that thing can ruin my day, right? If it gets
Yeah.
down to I think I was like 2,700 or 2,500 or something like that on Amazon. If that got down there, it'd ruin my day. So I would, yeah, it depends on the position.
Right. Yeah,
Uh,
I'll go out. The ones that I go out a month on, we're talking some ETFs or like AT&T is a good example.
yeah,
I'll go a
yeah.
month out on that. What else have I done a month out on? Kroger,
You do IWM a month out?
IWM. No. I do that about 2 weeks out.
The
Uh,
spies I do weekly. I don't
yeah.
normally go out past a week on those. I take that back. I usually have one for that expiry for that week I'm already in, and then the week after I usually have spies on too. Because those take up a lot of buying power for whatever reason. I don't know why, but they just do. I usually always have QQQs on, but I don't go a month out on either one of those. I will go out a month on TQQQ though.
Oh yeah.
Concert hall speakers. Yeah, I am your next TED Talk. Not really though. Let's see here. Dave's Fire Channel. Yeah, thanks for sharing that out, Matt. I did share it out, but Matt does a better job. He's a wrencher. Um, is there anybody? I mean, I would give other people wrenches too. I just don't know who to give a wrench to. Everybody wants wrenches, probably, huh? Craftsman's for everybody. What do you guys recommend for your cash positions to have a stable value, net asset value, and decent interest? I don't count this as interest though. Mm, so what's the question here?
Yeah, if you're just looking for a place to park cash, honestly, nothing. There's really nothing out there anymore.
Bonds. Come on, man. It's
There's
bonds.
no, I mean, we remember we were talking about that about a year ago. We were talking about moving money into uh, investment grade corporate bonds and other different ETFs, and
CDs.
those things, the dividend payment got cut way over 50%. So there's really nothing out there anymore.
I could, well, I mean, do my take now that I understand what the question is. So I have a high yield savings account, right? A high yield account, right? It's 0.4% right now, by the way. Okay. So there's nowhere you can hide, right? I even had a guy leave a comment on one of my on the money market account video. It said, "Well, how much you getting paid now?" Like he's like rubbing it in my face, pretty much, and I'm like, None of us are getting paid anything, in any high yield savings account, let alone probably some CD or bond." Um, I took all that money out. All that money is in my options account. If I wanted to, I can just do one option to make as much as I make in a whole year that I make in that freaking high yield savings account. Just one option. That's it. Right? So I took that money out, stuck in the options account, and I'm just doing what I'm normally doing, using that money in there. One thing you'll probably never hear on my channel is bonds. I'm just not a fan of bonds. I don't think there's a place in time for bonds. I don't know. Maybe I'm, the new school Dave Ramsey, but I think
no,
he's too old school when it comes to bonds, honestly. He's hurting people, but
that's why I'm saying you're talking about a cash position. You definitely do not want to be in bonds at this point because
equities is a place to be right now.
bonds work in reverse, right? So yield is down, the price is up. So if you're seeing the price come down, that means the yield's going up. So that's how it's controlled. So
Now, if prices ever got back to like they're in the 80s and 90s, then maybe I'll become a bond person, right?
see that's what I'm saying. Would you if to get to that point, the bonds would have to drop about 50% from here. That's probably not going to happen.
And
And if
bonds
it
back
does,
then
would you want to be in bonds right now?
yeah, I'm not, no way. And that's the problem. We couldn't even get above 2% interest rates last year not with last year, it's like the end of 2019, I think it was, before the market started to, it was on the freaking government teat for so damn long, sucking on that freaking tit for so damn long that it couldn't even handle a 2% interest rate before things started to crumble. So that's the problem, right? It's going to take a while. Okay, we're 2%, we're for there for a while. I mean, the pandemic kind of ruined that a little bit, I should say. But if it wasn't for the pandemic, who knows where we'd be at right now? I mean, it'd be interesting to see where we would have been because that's what killed everything.
Yeah.
I outperform everything in my mind. That might not be a bad way to think, honestly. Let's see. Dave, look into the SEP, which is classified as substantial equal periodic payments. Well, that's what it stands for. What are we in the Air Force again? They're acronym heavy. you waive the penalty, but committing to equal. Oh, okay, equal withdrawals way before. Huh? Yeah, I'll look into that. Let me screenshot this. But yeah, I'll look into that. So it's kind of like what's that? An annuity or something or something. I don't know. I've never heard of that. I mean, I have heard of a SEP, but I've never dug into it. That's the great thing about me going through it and stuff is I get to share that stuff, right? Because I don't know all that stuff because I've been through it. So I don't really like to talk about stuff I don't really know a lot about. Just trying to be real here. He takes a nominal amount out each year. Okay, so he's clarifying what he talked about above. I'd like to know a little bit more about it. Is there you still got to deal with RMDs or anything like that because that could be a major pain in the butt once if you have that amount of money in there. Geez, 3.7. Was there a time you guys were staring at your screen, don't know what the heck to do or how to make money, asking for a friend? No, I don't think so. I mean, if you're talking about like before I even got invested with stocks and stuff, maybe, but I don't look at my screen and say, oh, what am I going to put on today? I just try to find stuff and, oh, I don't have one of these on. Let me put one of these on. But I don't know if you're talking about like before investing, you're talking about daily, or talking about, you know what I mean? When did
There's
you
times
start
where I
investing?
look at the
When's the very
times where
first time you started investing, Gerry? So it's 2019?
2018, 2019, somewhere in there.
Wow.
Maybe it was 2019. But if you're talking options here, yeah, there's a couple of days here recently where I'm looking at it going, stop, because it just
Yeah, you're was we're in chat a lot of time, and he's like BTF or BFDT or BTFD,
yeah.
right? Buy the fucking dip, right? Like, because that happens. Like, people are going to do it. It's just a matter of when, right? And that's like Gerry thinks he can make it rain sometimes. Let's see. What's up, Dave? Can you recommend any options 101 trading resources? You know what? I probably can't. I would say start with freaking Tastyworks or Tasty Trades or whatever. They got a wealth of knowledge, a wealth of information there, good strategy, and I've kind of maybe all good, can chime in here as well. But I do respect a lot of the stuff they say. I don't know if there's anything I don't agree with there. But I haven't really, like combed their website, and it's probably been like 5 years since I've combed their website, or their YouTube channel, I should say. So maybe you can talk about that, Gerry.
There's Tastyworks is great. But sometimes as a beginner, when I first started watching it, I was like, what? Because these definitions and these words that they throw out just kind of throw you for a loop, right? So having like a index definition next to you while you're watching the videos might help. Also another one, and I don't know the guy. I all I do is subscribe to his channel. I never talk to him, but there's a guy named Blue Collar Investor.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah, he's a dude up in like New York or something. Talks real slow. Talks kind of really plain English, and that's a good resource, I think. His name is Alan, I believe it is Alan Ellman, Blue Collar Investor. He's got some decent videos, and he goes slow enough where you can follow. So I'd start there too.
I think I seen him comment on your channel or something because I've seen the name. But so Richard, yeah. For some reason, I keep forgetting you're in Colorado. So Thornton and what? Okay, yeah, you're off of 25. What does this Theta Gang bot do? Do I need to learn to code? No, you don't need to learn to code to do it. It's Python, and you could run it on Windows. You'd have to install Python, but you don't need to know how to code to do it. You just need to edit a text file and then throw the parameters. But in my opinion, knowing how to code, because you don't want to make sure it's like shoveling money in somebody else's account or something, right? So it's always nice to go through people's code, right? It is open source though, so go check out Theta Gang, the GitHub Theta Gang. Just hit that like button. Thanks, Investing Sensei. Go check out his channel, by the way. He has a channel, and I should give him a wrench actually. Alternative investments. Let's see, I'm trying to get, because I'm way behind apparently, Gerry.
Yeah, we are.
Great show, guys. I enjoy listening and get excited for. Yeah, me too. We are down right now. Yeah, 100 points on the YM. That's not bad. The tag is the only thing not faded out. That's funny. So the tag must be on the bottom, right? How do you select the strike price for SPY, cash secured puts? Why not trade VTI instead? There's no money in VTI probably. SPY, there's a boatload of money in SPY. It's not as good as QQQ probably, but you really got to come up to like the 10% probably of the money, probably out of the money.
Yeah, there's not a lot of contracts being traded in most Vanguard products.
No, VYM, good example. SPY, man, SPY is where to go, where to be, in my opinion. If you got like major nuts, SPX, but that's for some advanced people, in my opinion. Let's see here. IRA puts include Square, V, T, XOM. I'm usually more conservative, but I'm bullish on Riot. We shall see. Yeah, Square's been kind of a meme stock lately, along with PayPal. Like, it's having swings of 4 and 5% every day. I haven't really touched either one of those. I might have a PayPal on, but yeah. So you're wheeling those, or are you just doing? if you're wheeling those, what broker are you using? Because I think you're trying to wheel too, right? Well, right,
Yeah,
Gerry?
exactly.
How do you select a Oh, did we already
The
answer
same
that?
question. Yeah.
Snap. I don't know about Snap, man. Laugh at, yeah, love that laugh. I don't know what I laughed at. Peter Lynch talked about the worstification, having too many positions. So, yeah. Well, didn't people take Warren Buffett out of context on that? So, got to spend money to make money. Absolutely, I agree with that. I wouldn't. Well, I don't know. Spending money is
Well,
kind of a bad way of saying. You got to
because
invest money to make money.
we got to sell stuff to make money.
Yeah, got to put shit on to take shit off. Got to take shit off to put shit on. But yeah, I don't know. Spending money might be a bad way to put it. But if you're a spender in nature, stocks could cure that for you. I had a friend of mine that I got into trading about 8 years ago, and I got him into ARR and I got him into NLY. Don't judge me, but I got him into those. It paid dividends back then, and it was pretty good. I think they still pay it. Don't get into those, okay? Don't get into those. That was back in the high yield days when I probably got into those, but he loved it because he had an issue with buying stuff. He had like buyer's remorse, and he would return the shit to Amazon and all that crap. And stocks cured that for him. He can get into it and he can sell it. So, anyways,
Nice.
it was funny. Let's see here. I think it's better to get to get a first position when plan, and then use it to get the next. Yeah, we'll start with the covered calls. That'll pretty much solve all the issues for you. Like single fam, then go. Yeah, I agree. Most people never start off with a multifam. Not to mention, usually it's commercial loan anyway. They can't get qualified for that. But yeah, just know if you're going to get into rental properties, think about that long term exit strategy. It's real. There's no good long term exit strategy. Now there's probably somebody typing 1031 at the bottom of the chat. What is the smartest way to buy a 6-figure position in? Oh, well, it depends on your age, in my opinion. You could go the cast your put ways, but unless you're aggressive, you could be waiting a while, right? I think this question here is a tough one to answer because we don't know the age. It's going to matter, because in my opinion, if you're young, why not just go all in right then and there, right? But if you're 70, why? Maybe that's not a good bet. I don't know. I mean, for me, if it was me, let me answer for me, and Gerry can answer as well. For me, I'd probably just DCA it out, right? Over 6 months or something like that. I don't know. That's probably what I would do. I probably wouldn't do any CSPs on it either, because it just takes too long. I don't know. What would you do there, Gerry?
Knowing what I know now, I'd probably CSP into it. Right at the money. I mean, if I was going to buy it that day, why not sell it for at the money or even in the money? Um, a week out. Well, VTI is only monthly, so that ain't going to work. I'd probably wait till the last week before the option expires and then put it on.
Yeah. Depends on how big the portfolio is too, because you could stick on 100 shares worth, something like that, and then cover call it. I mean, there's a bunch of stuff you can do, but it really depends on the actual what your goals are too with that. Is it income? Is it just I don't know. That's a tough question. Why do you ask that crap? Tasty Works is 2-1 for some. Yeah, you said 5-1 the other day. Don't jack us up there. Let's see here. Sold open in January 23. 2023? I'm assuming. 1,500 strike for 87,000. Yeah, shit. Goes back to the other thing he was talking about.
Sold to open the put at 1,500.
I don't know. So we split this up from what he said above, and now I'm like trying to remember what he said above. That's one of those ones where I need to know all the damn details.
I don't have an option chain, but
Yeah, I don't know. I
That's
think it's January
yeah.
20. It's January 2023. He did leaps.
But if he sold a $1,500 strike and a put, can't he be put that technically right now?
What?
Can he be put the shares right now for $1,500
So it's deep in the money?
if it's a $1,500 strike?
Yeah, I don't know. That's where I'm lost because I don't know why you would sell a strike above what you got signed at. Like that's why I'm lost here. I don't know.
Yeah,
We just need to know more details. Like, I can't give you any help here because I just don't know all the details, and I would be speaking out of my ass. But you're like I said, we're willing to give you our take on it, maybe what we would do or something like that. But we need to know all the details, and you're more than welcome to reach out to Gerry, Randy, in his Discord or some other way, some other method. Let us know. Um, Sold one Apple Leap 70 strike June 2023. 70, Jesus, that's some low ass shit right there. The stock was at 135, now down 1400. Yeah, I wouldn't worry about it. Um, he sold it. Why are you worried about being down then? I don't know. I don't like long dated. I don't understand why you would sell to open and leap way out there, right? To
yeah,
me,
you
like
just
it's
tie up
just
a whole bunch of money.
it doesn't make any sense to do that. It does make sense to buy leaps. I hate saying that because I've never really been an options premium buyer, but they've worked out well for me. But I don't know why I would want to tie up by selling open a leap way out there unless I was doing a PMCC. All right, there's time to recover. I don't. So I don't know how you're down. Apple's not below 70. You might be down where you can't buy it back, but it's going to bleed off. But the problem is, it's not going to bleed off fast. That's the problem, right? That's the reason why I wouldn't do a leap out that far. That bleed
Yeah,
off is going to be super slow. It's going to be like you're going to be wish you were dead like a year ago. It's going to take a long time to bleed off. But what's going to hopefully happen here is that you're down, it's bleeding off, the stock recovers, and then you'll actually be in profit, and you can just take it off then. But I bet you the spread's big on it too. That's the other issue. So hopefully you didn't. Hopefully you spread the bid ask there, and you didn't get read in at the bid. Excuse me, the ask, because you would have really screwed yourself. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think Apple's going below 70, so I think you're fine. I mean, to say you're going to probably be fine. And getting Apple at 70 is a freaking steal, but you're just going to have to wait that one out unless it comes up.
it's just when you do that, you're just going to take forever to make money. That's the only thing.
Yeah, exactly. You can put that money to work right now, though. So, um, I
True.
just got, yeah, I don't know how much money it was. Did he say how much money it was? No, he didn't. But if it was like $500 or something like that, you can, open other positions with that $500. I just got done. I just got an invoice. I don't know what he means by that. Dave cheats on me. I'm a one man guy. Dave cheats on everyone. Yeah, Jesus. Dave's safe. Yeah. Peter, let's see what we got here. Hey, folks, recently joined your YouTube channel. It's been great. I want to join the Discord channel, but when I click the link, where'd you get the link from? I'll put the link in down there.
Yeah, you got to make the link where it's not expirable.
Yeah. Plus, you have to give it. I think it can go in the welcome, but there's certain channels I don't think you can actually in there. You can't actually link them to. But let me put the link down there. And right now, actually, I take that back. Is Matt still here, or All Good still here, or Randy still good here? Okay, actually, Matt's already got it. Never mind. Did you ever look at the IV? Did you ever look at the IV when you enter a position, or just I don't really look at the IV anymore. We were searching out stocks just based on the IV, but it's not something I really look at anymore. I got a basket of stocks that I just pretty much trade all the time. Do you look at IB anymore, Gerry?
Not anymore. The way I see it, the higher the IV, the more of a risk there is in that stock. So I'd rather not even have that screen on me, because then I'd be looking at high IV.
Oh, so I see what the issue is here. Let me see. Never. Um, yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's the issue. Is people are going back to watch uh, watch the actual replays of these, and the links expires in 7 days. But here's
Yeah.
one that doesn't expire, so you can use that one. Yeah, we don't really look at that. To me, that is, it's just not something I care about really anymore. Like I have a basket of stocks. I will sort stuff by IV, but I don't go out there and specifically
Right.
look for a high IV that anymore. Um, yeah, I don't think I do that anymore, Gerry.
Mm-mm.
It was something we were doing for a while, though. Let's see here. Jack, can you guys give some advice how to learn covered calls? Well, join the Discord. It's free. I mean, there's a bunch of us in there that have done cover calls. I don't even do cover calls really that much anymore, but it's a very easy thing to learn, by the way. It's not really that difficult. Where would you learn? How would you learn that, Gerry? I mean, I don't, because I never taught you how to do that.
Well, you told me to look at it, and I mean
Yeah.
it's a very simple, basic, strategy that doesn't require a whole lot of knowledge. To be honest with you, you have 100 shares, you sell to open. That's key. Sell to open a call at a later date at a higher price than what your cost basis is, and you collect the premium. That's it.
Selecting the strike is the problem, though.
Yeah.
But then again, it's not really. If it hits your strike and goes above, it's just a taxable event. It's not gonna. You're not gonna lose money or anything like that. We did talk about it. I'd say go back like to there's a live stream we did where in the title was covered calls. Look at that video first, and then because we talked more about covered calls, about more of the pros and cons in that video or that stream. So look at that first. But definitely, I'm glad you want to start with those and just don't want to go right to CSPs. Cover call is a great way to make some money, extra money, that with like almost no risk.
Yeah, you have to get used to the lingo, because that's what's really is, because
And the mechanics, right?
sell to open doesn't make sense,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And then buying it to make money doesn't make sense at all, right? You really have to flip your mind and make sure that you're adjusting to what you're doing.
What's the snapshot button option you see? What is the snapshot button option you see when selling cash secured positions on With Broker's client portal? Shit, I don't use a client portal.
It's the client portal. Well, it's on the client portal and it's on TWS. Yes, you have it right. It's a updated buy and ask spread, updated quote. If you're not subscribed to live data, you can click that snapshot button and it will update it, but it'll cost you between 1 and 3 cents
Oh
each
yeah.
time.
How do you know that, Jerry? If you have live data?
Because I didn't have live data when I first started, and I kept clicking this damn button, and they said, "Hey, you requested." It was some glitch or something. They said you
some money.
Yeah, you requested 500 snapshots today. I'm like, what? What are you talking about?
I did not know that. I've always had live data with IB. I've never used it without it. So I didn't know that.
Yeah, without live data, TWS is like, it's like a ghost town. It's like
Oh yeah,
you don't
of
know what's
course.
going on.
Well, I think you're the one that asked about the Theta Gang above, if I'm not mistaken. But you need you need IB Pro. You can't use IB you can't use IBKR Lite with that. The API requires the Pro. Richard, let's see. I'm only trying to do 1.5 just selling options. I feel that's very possible to save. If we are in a bear market, I guess we have to do naked calls. I will no, it just scares me. And I think in a down, even in a bear market, depending on how fast it goes down, right? We can still make that 1.25% a month. It's
Yeah.
gonna be harder though because you're gonna put positions on, and guess what? You're gonna have to take them expiry probably. You know,
Yeah.
you're not gonna be able to. It's not gonna bleed off where like we take it off after a few hours or just a good day or two. You know, I mean, a lot of the stuff I put on just a day or two later, it's 50% off. Take it off, put some new shit on, but it depends on how fast the market goes down. You know, covered calls or naked calls. I haven't messed with a naked call in a long time, probably since January. What about you, Gerry? You did any naked calls in a while?
I haven't. I look at them all the time, though. I look at them and I'm like, man, I can put this on and collect $50 in premium or whatever it is, and it doesn't cost me anything really to put it on, and I can't. If it's just I don't know if we're just shook out of the call side or not mentally, but I just haven't been able to.
I would say if you're going to put a naked call on, you're going to want to be above the 52 high on whatever you're doing it on. And I'm not talking about like not just, not 50 cents above it. I'm talking about a ways above it. Because I don't feel like right now is the time to be putting them on. The market could recover
Yeah.
any day, right? May not go down anymore. So I
Yeah.
don't
So
think right now is the time to be putting them on.
if you're looking at something like Tesla that's at 600, I'd want to be like almost 1,000.
1,500.
Yeah, 800, 900, $1,000, and only a week out on
Yeah,
that.
exactly. And that's how I used to play Tesla with Strangles, along with Amazon as well. Hey, Dan, welcome. Go check out Dan Ethos Investing. He did put a video out today on the telecommunications sector, and Dan's good people, very good at what he does. So he's always good people. Please check out his channel as well. Let's see here, Andrew. Hey, mates. What are you over in Australia? Good eye, mate. Let's see. How long did you trade options before you started using buying power? Would you say avoid using buying power? So I'm trying to think of when I started because I started buying premium back in like 2007. It was the very first option I put on. Might have been 2009. Now that I think about it, lost my ass in GM, and I bought premium. That's a stupid thing to do, but uh, so buying power, I always pretty much always had a margin account. So that's a tough question. And I didn't really switch to doing what I'm doing now probably until just last year, really. Even though I've been trading options for a long time, either day trade or whatever, I never used buying power. So yeah, I don't know. It's a new concept. Last year, I just really started using buying power. What about you, Gerry? Last year?
Yeah, same here. I mean, I started selling covered calls early 2020, I guess. Um, Started getting into the secured put side probably in September, October. But that was just pure cash secured puts. November, I finally opened up my interactive brokers account, and that's when I started doing it. But yeah,
So would you use it not in front of a computer?
yeah,
I would.
oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't think I would. Depends. Like, are you never in front of a computer all month, all week,
Well,
one time a day? I mean, you know what I mean? Like, those questions matter. I if I was in front of the computer only once once a week, I probably would change my strategy slightly.
yeah,
There's no way I'd be doing what I'm doing with once a week. I'm just I'm anal like that. I don't know how else to put it. I'm a control freak, and I just don't. Yeah, I wouldn't trust it. Um, if you modify your strategy, I could go away for a week and just look at it once a week and it'd be fine. But you have to modify the strategy because you never know. You could be assigned any day. You know what I mean? You wake up, oh shit, I got
Yeah,
1,000. Well, no, I got 100 shares of Amazon. No, I wouldn't be doing that,
I
right?
wouldn't put on as many positions as I have on now if I couldn't monitor it, very frequently.
Let's see here, Damien. I like your water filter setup. Hey, thanks. I will be doing more videos on that too, but those are some old. I was young, and those. It's only 3 years ago, but yeah. Yeah, those videos. I was so dry too. I'm a little bit better in the camera. A little bit better now. See, get a Ford Bronco and do some overlanding. Yeah, actually, I would. Don't they use Range Rovers and Land Rovers over in those other countries?
Yeah,
Those things
real
are
ones.
real ones, yeah, like in Africa and stuff. Those are some badass things. Cubs. Yeah, Dan, I don't know about that. You're not from there either. Let's see. How long do you wait for your cash secured puts to fill? How long do you wait before making changes? I'm impatient, so I wait no more than 30 seconds. Like I'll put something on, it didn't get take, and then I'll start modifying the price, and then sometimes by the time I'm getting ready to click the button on that, it fills, and then it gives me a nasty gram saying you can't do that, whatever. But yeah, I don't wait. It's very rare that I'll put something on and just let it sit there and bake all day. I know some people do. I think maybe I think Cloud might do that, but do you do that, Gerry?
I do that once in a while. It really depends. If there's a big spread, right, and I'm only going down 5 cents below the ask, I can leave it on there. If it fills, it fills. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But normally it's whatever's happening right now. So if it doesn't fill, then I just walk away and go find something else.
Not sure about the second portion. How long do you wait before making changes? I don't know. So I'm assuming you mean you put it out there, it doesn't fill, and then you make the changes. I'm assuming what you're talking about.
Yeah,
It's
I
very
think
rare that
so.
yeah, it's very rare that I put something out there and let it sit out there for more than a minute. So I pretty much make a change right away.
Sometimes I try to like manipulate them on the other side. I'll put it down 5 cents and then I'll take it away if I'm the only one there.
Yeah, I've done that.
Doesn't really work.
No, it doesn't. But you could go to another broker and try it from that broker to mess with the price on the other broker for that to get that one to fill. But typically, how do you select your initial ask price on the limit order? Well, you start with the ask price, and then you go to the middle. You go to the mid price. Not every broker
Well,
has a mid
no,
price. What's that?
you don't go to the middle. You try to go below the ask,
Start at the middle.
above the mid.
Well, no, I always try to. I start there, and then what I mean by starting there is I don't submit that right away. I start there, and then I move it up or down depending if I'm buying or selling. So if I'm going to sell to open, then I try to go up. I select mid, and then I go up from there. I take that back. A lot of times, it just depends. Sometimes you just know that you're not going to be able to get near the ask, or you just know. Like there's certain stocks that like SPY is a good example. Like you can definitely mess with that, but AVGO is a good example. And what's another one that you have to really manipulate the price to get it.
Well, there's also some stocks that don't have a spread. So,
Which one
there's
doesn't have a spread? There's
like,
always at least 1 cent.
well, but you can't get in the middle of it.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know if I've ever found one like that yet.
AT&T, you'll have an 18 and a 19, or
Yeah, I
a
guess you're
20
right.
cent, a 21
SPY
cent.
might do that too, actually. Now I think about it. Um, yeah. What I've been finding lately is I'll start, whatever. I'll start here. I'll modify it. And you're just walking the price up or down, when you could have probably just started there and maybe even got that to fill. But it's like that's happened a lot in the last week or so where it's just like, oh, this premium looks great, and then you go try to get it and good luck. Like the whole thing, the either stock recovered by the time you tried to get a fill, or the spread was too big, and it's just like the premium's no good anymore. It's like, I'm not, it was good at 70 cents, now it's at 30, and I don't want 30. Anyway, that's happened a lot lately. Wondering if you can write off an RV and try. Yeah, I think you can. It's a second home.
Yeah, you can. There's a lot of moving parts there, though, and a lot of stuff I'll have to work through, because you have to have a business, right? So I'm going to need to it's going to need to be my business. My YouTube channel is going to have to be my business. If it's going to include my RV, I'm going to need special insurance on the RV, because it's used as a business and a residence and a full-time, it's
a primary residence.
It's a primary residence. It's also used as income producing. So it's.
Let me ask this, Gerry, if you're willing to share. Can you drive to the next town and all that and write that gas off, the mileage off and all that? You write the mileage off?
If you record it and make it a part of a video, absolutely.
But there's no reason to go there necessarily, right? Like, I mean, unless you, there's just no reason to go there. Like, why did you go there in the first place? Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of it's a gray area.
It is.
Let's see here. Renaldos. Jesus. Why would people buy shares without dividend when leaps limit loss potential and magnify wins? Why would people buy shares without dividend when leaps limit losses potential? So you're talking about like buying like buying Google shares or something like that versus playing leaps on Google? I mean, would that be a good example? Because, obviously Google doesn't pay a dividend. And going to so the leap's great, but there's still a time limit on there, right? So the issue with this is that it doesn't go up and it just decays off, right? There's risk there with the leap. Well, at least with the shares, there's no, you own it, right? So there's no, because Google's not going to zero. But what if Google stayed right where it is and you have a leap out? Not to mention, well, I mean, Google's a bad example because those leaps are going to be super expensive. But, well, the other portion is you actually think you're guaranteed. Yeah, you're thinking that the stock's going to go up, right? But what if it doesn't? So
right. Yeah, I mean, a lot can happen in 2 years. So, or 1 year, 2 years, whatever your leap is. So, it could be, what happens in that going into that second year and we have a market crash.
That's where you're going to be kicking yourself because you're not going to be able to get out of it. You might average down, and what if it continues to go down? But that's where you're fighting against the escalator going the other way. You're going up and it's going down, or you're going down and it's going up. So that's the double-edged sword there. If you magnify wins, well, you're predicting that you're going to be right. What if you're wrong, though? That's all. Welcome, Kevin. Is he still in New York City? I'm sorry. No, I'm just kidding. Hopefully you're doing okay up there. I don't know what the weather's been up there. We're starting to get warm here, although who knows? We could have a late snowstorm. Well, let's see. Worst case, if leap goes above or goes below strike price, you're going to either buy or average leap or buy shares itself and lower. True. But what if it, so you didn't talk about whether or not it was in the money. You didn't talk about whether or not it was, so he's talking about, puts. So, what if it was just above, right? So he's buying them though, right? Okay, so that's selling them. I'm getting shit jacked up here. So if you're buying them, yeah, it's going to bleed off.
Or is he buying calls?
Yeah, let me see. Where's the other one at? He'll buy he's buying calls is my guess.
Yeah.
Which basically is exactly what we just talked about, where that's a risk. That's a big risk too. You better be right.
And you're going to have to keep a lot of cash to be able to average down.
It depends on the position, but yeah.
Well, yeah, but
it's AT&T. It's not a lot of cash. I mean, for some people it could be, but it's not like some stuff could be a boatload of money though, right? Like an Amazon or something. Of course, I mean, who has 100 shares worth of Amazon laying around? Hey, Christian, welcome. Let's see here, Matt. Welcome. I RV now on the summer weekend. Need to make sure I got. Yeah, exactly. That's the key right there. So I don't get wrecked on Fridays. Yeah. Well, you better be going into town, parking near a freaking Starbucks if that's the case.
Yep.
That is key. If you're going to RV and you're going to trade options, you need some damn good Wi-Fi.
Well, I'm hoping in the years to come, when I get out there, that our infrastructure has improved a little bit.
I was just thinking, what if you're always within the right, longitude, latitude to have Starlink? Is that an option?
That could be an option.
That could be an option. Badass. That'd be badass. Because I know people right now, they use like a special router.
Yeah.
That they stick in there that has like 2 SIM cards or 3 SIM cards for all the 3 major, and they can switch back and forth and all that stuff. So they got Verizon, unlimited AT&T, unlimited T-Mobile. And
yeah, it's freaking expensive.
Yeah, well, you can get those for like $50 a month or something, I think, during the special. But I know Chris did it. He talked about it, but maybe Starlink. Maybe you're just gonna, kind of drive around, make sure you're around all those satellites or something.
We'll figure it out.
Well, since he's already doing it, maybe he can figure it out for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know that. Dan's just too advanced for me. That U-Haul is crazy. Sounds like it'd be cheaper to have flown to Houston, rent and drive. Yeah, exactly. I was saying, rent it from freaking Reno or something.
Yeah. Well, for some, it might be cheaper to just freaking leave everything behind and buy all new shit.
I don't doubt that, man. Just freaking, throw the necessity, like furniture. Furniture ain't worth shit, ain't you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, electronics ain't worth nothing.
Yeah, that's true. TVs aren't like what they used to be. You get a new TV for $200, 55 inch or something,
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, investing teacher. Love to be a guest on your show soon. Would you be fun? Yeah, you want to come on next week? Let us know. I know you reached out to me a month or so ago, so yeah, just hit me up in Twitter. What is the closest thing to a formula for blind CSPs? What's that mean? Is it safe to blindly sell? Why? I don't know what you mean by blindly. So you mean don't look at a chart? Because why not look at a chart? It takes 5 seconds. I would not. We've talked about this in other streams. It takes 5 seconds to look at a chart. Why don't you look at the chart? It makes a big difference. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm assuming that's what you mean. Anything on that one, Gerry, you want to add?
Yeah, I mean, I blindly sold for a long time. I freaking just went to 95% probability of profit, and I did that. And there was a couple of positions that screwed me because I didn't pay attention to that. Now I look at charts. I look at charts all the time, and just look at the support, resistance, trend line, 250, 100-day support resistance average, and I make a decision from there.
That's because the 95% probability sometimes is not safe enough when you look at the chart.
Right, exactly.
So you got to look at the chart, and I pass on those ones usually. If I almost look at a chart first and say, okay, I want to be down here, and it's really way down there, by the way. And then I look at the premium. I'm like, oh, there's no premium here, and then I move on sometimes. And then sometimes I might go a little bit more aggressive on it. But SEP is really looks. Yeah, I need to look into that. I already screenshot it, but yeah, I gotta look into that. Tasty Trades videos are great. Yeah, I agree. That's a good place to start. What about New C for safer income than VYM? VYM's safe. It just doesn't have crash protection. I'm glad we're starting to call it crash protection because it's not slow bleed protection at all. VYM's safe though. I couldn't say that. What do you think's safer there, Gerry? You think Nusi's safer just because of the crash protection, or what?
Nusi's, I think VYM actually might be a little safer, notwithstanding a market crash.
Right. And we're talking about like a pretty substantial crash in a matter of a month.
Yeah.
Plus 10% in a month. Not talking about a slow bleed over 6 months or a year. Because Nusi really won't do anything for you unless, they change their strategy, which we don't know if they do or not. Because they could, but right now they've been doing about 5% down every single month. So that means it could go down another 5% from the previous month from the 5%. Right. So that's not crash protection, or that's not downside protection. That's just, it's crash protection. Yeah. What's the Data Gang GitHub account you mentioned? Yeah, I'll post it in there. Next time Gerry talks. I think the Tesla question was he got assigned a CSP at 850 and sold a call at 1500. If you got assigned at 850, why wouldn't you be doing like a 950 or something? Why would you be way up at 1500?
I think it was because he didn't have the actual cash to be assigned Tesla. So he sold some other position to pay for the shares.
So he went deep in the money, or?
I don't know about that other side with the 1500, but for the CSP at 850, he got assigned at 850 and he didn't have the money to back it up. So he sold something else to collect the money to back it up.
That means
what he sold, we're not sure.
Well, you wouldn't sell, you would buy. Because that's the other side of a spread, right? To protect yourself. So you would have bought, right? So you'd have bought the protection.
No. He got assigned the shares at 850.
Oh, he got assigned? Okay.
Yeah. So he had to gather up the money to cover those assigned shares.
Well, he didn't say that the $85,000 was a problem, so I don't know. He mentioned, I'm lost.
Yeah.
Yeah, shit. MD, if you trust the stocks weekly, 90% out could be a good idea, but the premium might not be as good. T would be, 90% weekly. SPY at 90% is pretty good, honestly. It's not bad. It takes a lot of buying power, but I wouldn't start with SPY. Would you start with SPY, Gerry? Knowing what you know now?
Probably not. It takes up too much buying power.
It takes a lot of buying power up. And the thing is, the SPY is you have to be at 90% almost all the time to make anything out of it.
Most ETFs are like that.
But at the same time, I mean, there's a reasons why it doesn't pay a lot because it doesn't move very much. But
right.
To me, it just doesn't give me a warm and fuzzy though. I want to get safer on SPY, but let's see here. I think the performance spreadsheet link is broken. The performance spreadsheet. Whose spreadsheet? You're talking about the PMCC one? I mean, whose spreadsheet? Let's see here. For Tesla, yeah. I'm using Safe for that. I got a Tesla on right now. Let me see what that one is. What's that?
I like to go 99% on Tesla.
I have a couple Teslas on. So I got a Tesla for, let's see, April 9th, 2.7% probably in the money. And I got another one that expires on 4/1. So that's Thursday, April Fool's Day. And I did 2.8% on that one. I got $100 basically for both of those at $100. That's fine with me. I mean, 95, I'd probably do 95, but why not even be safer, right? Let's see here. Thanks for Discord link. You're welcome. Let's see here. Let's see. So I'm sorry, I bought one Apple Leap, 70 strike, June 2023, expiry to, PMCC. Okay, yeah.
Just make sure you sell your short calls above your break even.
Yeah, exactly. Make sure you have the right spreadsheet for that. Um, I would also just say make sure you're splitting those freaking spreads. Make sure you're working on those spreads big time on your PMCCs,
On the leap,
both on the leap
on
especially.
both, but yeah.
Yeah, because that will screw you. Um, I wonder what the spreads are like on an Apple leap. Have you ever looked at those?
No, they're fairly tight, but there's some leap. You have to be patient buying a leap because they could be freaking $8 on one side and $13 on the other, and it's like holy cow, man, where do you go there? That's where you really got to walk it up or walk it down or whatever you want to call it.
I'm just getting the Theta Gang link for that person there. I'll throw that in the chat if I can find the chat. Where the hell is that chat at? Jeez, Gerry.
You lost it.
I guess so. Let me go on to the next one, and I have the link in my buffer. Thanks, Kevin. What cash secured positions do you do, and what are your crabs? It's probably asking Kevin that.
Yeah.
I got toasted on the drop, so I would say have cash ready. Yeah, I would say a lot of us got caught with our pants down, and we were naked. Um, Honestly, I was probably wearing Poncherellis compared to some other people, but nobody knows what Poncherellis are. Maybe Gerry and I do, but anybody here that's watched Chips back in the 80s, yeah, Poncherellis were before G strings. Yeah, I didn't really get caught my pants down too bad. And because of that, I think that we're a little bit, I wouldn't call us skittish, but we're being a little bit more conservative than we would normally be. I think that's a better way to put it. Because the market's been kind of crazy the last few weeks. Yeah, is there anything on that I missed, Gerry?
No, I think you're fine. You can go down quite a bit. They're just talking to each other there.
Okay, yeah, ETFs, yeah, the jet there, Gerry. Basically, perm chasing. Yeah, don't do that. Don't perm chase. You're going to get in a position you're not going to, it's like out of your criteria. Palantir, Plug, AI. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of most of those. Those are yeah. Palantir, I'd probably say Palantir is probably the better one there, but I don't know. They're kind of meme slash high IV slash,
Yeah.
juicy premium isk. What do you
I got a
think?
video coming out Wednesday talking about some of this. So
Yeah, okay. Um, here's the chat. Sorry if this plays.
Wednesday talking about.
There we go. Okay. So whoever asked me about that Theta Gang bot, there it is right there. Let's see here. Tesla, we're doing VYM, VTI, CSPs. Yeah, well, I used to do VYM, covered calls. I'm not really doing them anymore. I don't know if I'm going to ever do them again. I might not. I don't know. Right now, it just hasn't worked in my favor. It's moved too much. And right now, just ETF, VYM, one strike. Yeah. Okay. Put in Discord. Okay, I'm getting down near the bottom, I think. I hope.
Getting close.
Let's see here. What do we got here, Kevin? Okay. I'm just skipping the ones where they're talking to each other here. Do you see where that is, Gerry?
Yeah. Keep going. Like about 5 more down, I think.
This one?
There you go.
Do you think the live market data is critical? Yeah, absolutely. Where are you going to get the price from if you're not using market data from some broker, right? That
Yeah.
has a platform. I mean, most places you go, they're all delayed, right? Yahoo's delayed. Google's delayed. All those places are delayed. So unless you like Thumper, I think finally got live data, but he was using TOS, the data from TOS, the prices out of there, and then he's inputting it into TWS. But yeah, if you want, it's not that much money. Like I don't understand what the problem is here.
Yeah.
Like most of the things, most of the data is free after a certain amount of commission. So what's the issue? One premium or one one contract will pay for it. Takes money to make money. It's the cost of doing business. For IB, $1.50 a month. You do. I don't know about what the $1.50 is. I think I have quite a few things turned on, but I did a video on it. Market data subscription. Look at that video on TWS. And the two things that I've turned on. What's three things? Because I got the earnings turned on as well.
Yeah, if it's web based, it's probably delayed.
Yeah. Which you shouldn't be doing this from the web anyway. I don't think you should. You can get away with covered calls and all that stuff through the app and through the web and all that. But if you're trying to do what we're doing here, there's a lot going on, and I think you're hurting yourself unless you're using some sort of platform.
Yeah, for instance, I actually, in my IRAs, I have one in Chase and one in Fidelity, and on there I trade on the web. But if I'm doing covered calls or cash secured puts, I actually use IB to figure out what price I should be putting it in. I don't go off the website, and it could be a big difference.
Oh, absolutely. What's your favorite? What is your formula to decide whether a premium is good enough? How do you make that decision? So that's an interesting question. It's a very good question, by the way, because it's very hard to tell whether or not the premium is good compared to what it was last week or anything like that, really, unless you look at historical or something like that. But honestly, a lot of times I try to shoot for $1, but that might not be safe enough for me. So it really depends on the position. I start at $1. I was okay, what strikes there, and then I look at a chart, and sometimes I just look at a chart anyway, and I know that DESA is always going to give me $1 down where I want to be because I'm below that 5% probably of the money. But a lot of stuff, I'm shooting for 40, 50 cents and above. I rarely ever do like 25 cent, 30 centers or something like that. But that's a tough question to answer like fully because it depends on the position, depends on, some positions I might put 4 25 centers on, like on an AT&T, for example, so it's just a tough one to answer. What about you, Gerry? You have any insight on that?
I was going to say the answer is it depends. It's really the answer. Like for instance, a couple weeks ago, I put on an Apple at a 105 strike. It was like a 95% probability of profit. I got like $1.05 for it, right? So I closed that out, and I went to go look at another one a couple weeks out, 95% profit, and it was going for like 50 cents. So I didn't put another Apple on. I wasn't going to go up and try to trade and get that dollar again. So I didn't put on another Apple. So, I mean, that's just, it depends. It depends. Like I've always said, the premium that you're looking at right now is for that time period, that snapshot in time. The next day, it could be completely different, totally wrong, totally, not worth it, or, not worth it is relative, but it could be, $1 one day you could have sold it, or it could be 50 cents the next. So like I said, it depends.
Yeah, you beat me out on that Adobe one, by the way.
Yeah.
I tried, I messed with that price. I'm like, I got to get better than Gerry. I got to get better than Gerry. And it's like, every time I messed with the price, it just kept going down. I was like, oh, man. So I'm like, so I got 97 cents. So I was like, I was pissed. Let's see here. If you don't plan on owning any stock, then it's the amount of buying power. Then it's the amount of buying power you are using on it. I don't know if there's a question there. 2% for a weekly would be nice. Hey, he's probably talking to the MDB.
Yeah.
You know what? I don't know how you can have 5G everywhere. Like, you can't have 5G out in boonies. You have to have satellites. So that's where Starlink comes in. So what do you mean? I want a boondock. I can tell you that right now. If I'm gonna RV, I'm gonna be boondocking most of the time.
Yeah, I'd like to be under some trees in the mountains, and that'd be kind of tough.
Boondock, man. CMB, Mara. I'm not sure what Marna is. I thought it was Moderna at first, but what's Mara? You ever heard that one? Is that a ticker?
I think that's another one of those meme ones.
Digital Holdings, Capital Markets, Marathon Digital Holdings. Is that oil and gas?
I don't think so.
No, I don't think that's oil and gas. What the hell is that? Let me see. Digital asset technology company that mine. Oh, it's cryptocurrency.
Yeah.
Yeah. No thanks. Not on that one for me anyway. Hey, if you float your boat, you're making money on it. By all means.
Hey, we were just talking about this.
Dave and Gerry, what do you guys think of VIAC? Do you guys any? No, I didn't play it. We both talked about it, but not talked about playing it. We just, hey, look at this, I don't.
We thought maybe in the $25 to $30 range would be okay, but I'm not going to do it.
The link is broken. I'll look at that. I don't know. Nobody said anything was broken. Jesus. The spreadsheet you used for your previous video for net worth and performance is broken. Yeah, I don't know. Shit, that's weird. I'll have to look at that.
One? Wait, is that the one you were giving away for free?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because I used the same link this last time, and I didn't unshare it, so I'll look at it and make sure. But I'll be sure to do on the next video, give it out again. But I think I'm down at the bottom. Yeah, sweet, thanks. Okay, more towers. Well, if you're still boondocking out in the middle of nowhere, I don't think a tower is going to help you. I mean, unless you have like a direct shot microwave or something like that, right? Yeah, we're down near the end. We'll go ahead and call it in like 5 minutes or something like that. 2:25. Let's see. Can you simply explain what you mean by looking at the charts and pick a? So I did in one of the streams early on. I brought up a bunch of charts and I was saying, okay, this is where I would be on this chart, on this strike, for this particular ticker or whatever. I picked, okay, this is where I want to be on the chart, right? And I get a strike right there. So I would say look at that stream because I can't go through that right now.
I think it's the second one.
Yeah, it was somewhere around the first, second, third, or something like that. Somewhere around there. Look at that video. Look at that stream that we did. And I think I brought up like 5 tickers or something and looked at the chart live. But I'm willing to do it again because it's very easy to do. It's just like, it doesn't require a PhD or anything, because I'm far from that. So, but I think it's very helpful to do. It puts odds more in your favor. Why not, right? It takes 5 seconds to do. Just simple analysis, right? So if there's not any more questions, we'll go ahead and end this, guys. We appreciate everybody tuning in on Sunday night. And make sure you go ahead and subscribe to Gerry's channel. If you're not subscribed to me, which you should all, but I don't know, maybe people aren't. But if you aren't, wait, did I miss one, Gerry? You guys think? Oh, no.
You did that.
So, all right, guys, we're going to end it. We'll see you next Sunday. Hope everybody has a good week. It is a short week this week, by the way. Good Friday on Friday. And the market's closed on Friday. So all expiries, expiring April Fools, that's not a joke.
Yep.
Right.
You guys have a good one.
Thank you. We'll see you all later. Bye.